Hello and welcome to the next episode of the JackGraal show, in which I review games and other things, and then you buy them. Or not. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was a great unknown until the release day, and now it turns out that we have received a decent sandbox game that introduces a new level of gameplay depth. And does it well. The main character is Talion, a guard serving on the Black Gate. The orcs capture him along with his wife and son after a failed attempt to defend the fortification. They are all ritually killed by the servants of Sauron to summon a wraith, who unexpectedly enters the body of Talion and brings him back to life. That spirit is none other than Celebrimbor, the elf who has forged the Rings of Power a long time ago, but does not remember a thing. Thus we have in fact two protagonists in one. One wants to know his past, and the other wants to avenge his family. The story has been quite cleverly woven into the canon of Middle-earth, and the whole game is soaked with the atmosphere of both of Peter Jackson's trilogies, though sometimes the game is much more gory. Even the soundtrack, which doesn't make use of any music motifs from the movies, preserves that unique climate. What distinguishes Shadow of Mordor is the Nemesis system. The orc captains have randomly generated looks, names and personalities based on a set of strengths and weaknesses. This ensures that every struggle requires a slightly different strategy or some planning and intel gathering before the confrontation. Orcs remember their victories and defeats. That's why losing in this game makes a difference. Every death is a promotion of some orc in the hierarchy. If you do not want to fight with the army of captains at the maximum level, try not to die too often. And the frustrating quick-time events do not make it any easier. Orcs compete against each other and kill their own kin to take their place in the hierarchy. Thanks to that, the situation on the map is constantly changing, which can sometimes shatter your plans, but also increase the lifetime of the game. And to get rid of an orc for good, you have to execute him by decapitation. Otherwise, he may return to the battlefield even uglier from the past wounds, but also more skilled. And if an orc is executed, another one takes his place. When you finally get the ability to dominate orcs, the game becomes even more interesting and diverse. You can even lead to a situation in which all of the orcs in the army of Sauron will in fact serve Talion. I also like the fact that the skills in the character development tree are practical and not invented just to fill a blank space. You don't have to buy them all, but each skill can significantly facilitate or spice up the hunt for orcs. The combat system is extremely complex. Combos, counterattacks, slaughtering, shadow strike which allows teleporting to an enemy of your choice, archery, mounting large and even larger beasts, blasting bonfires, attacking from stealth or from heights, exploiting enemy fears, or issuing orders to dominated orcs. All of this fits together smoothly and allows for a completely different approach to every battle. And thankfully, a well-designed control system does not make things any more difficult. Mordor is divided into two separate maps. The first is barren, the second entirely covered with lush vegetation. The cycle of day and night and very realistic rain heavily diversifies the landscape, so you do not feel bored with the environment. The graphics in Shadow of Mordor are gorgeous. Just look on the area from a higher building or use the photo mode to see all the bells and whistles. And although some of the textures of the walls or the ground are not as good as the rest, the looks of this game are still very impressive. It is also well optimized and runs pretty smoothly even on hardware that barely meets the minimum requirements. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor gets a strong 9 out of 10. This is one of the best games in the Tolkien's universe. A dozen of hours needed to complete the main plot can easily turn into dozens of hours hunting orcs and having fun with the orc politics simulator. In addition, what other game allows you to play as a character that is a cross between Aragorn and Legolas? Yeah, that's right. And if you like this video, give it a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.